And when those people come in that want to tag on to what you're doing, they already know who you are, what you're standing for, and where your vision is going, and they want to be a part of all of it, not just some of it. Whenever you lose the fear that someone could upstage you, it's when you can do your best work.
And I know I'm probably the wrong one to even be sitting here saying some of this because I tend to try to do it all, right?
I promise you that if you get up off the couch and do something significant with your life, it will make all the difference in you.
Sure did. That's exactly right. To go get some ice cream.
Yeah. And it's so exciting to be a part of.
It'd be amazing.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest things I think we've learned.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for joining us today. Without further ado, grab your favorite cup of coffee, find your coziest chair, and pull up a seat right here on Around the Table with Vickie. I'm your co-host, Chris Runk, and across the table from me, as always, is your host, my mother, Vickie Runk.
Hello, everybody. So good to join again right here around the table.
That's right. And before we go any further, make sure you check us out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. Give us a like, follow, and subscribe at all those locations. It would mean the world to us, and it helps show support for the show, and you get to see some behind-the-scene things of what's happening. But, Mom, before we go any further, we got some fun things still coming up in the community, things that people can get involved in, and one of those being our Alzheimer's golf tournament happening October the 10th at Ivy Hill Golf Course.
That's right, and we want everybody to at least get involved in some way. You know, Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. Billions of dollars is being spent every year. Caregivers are having to give up their lives to care for these individuals, and so it does affect you. So you say, what can I do? I don't golf. I really don't like to even be out in the sun. What can I do? So you can donate, and we'll tell you how to do that. But don't send it directly to the Alzheimer's Association. Send it to Pearls of Life Foundation. You can mail it in right here at 1208 Perryville Road, Forest, Virginia, 24551. Every little bit counts. Don't think it's too little. $10, $20. It's all going towards finding a cure for Alzheimer's. But more importantly, those monies and funds stay right here in our local community. So this drive and everything that we do every year is for folks that are suffering with Alzheimer's right here, right where we live, your neighbors, people in the grocery store, people that we pass every day. The driver in front of you that's driving a little slower than she should, and you realize and look over that she's a little older and probably got a little Alzheimer's. So it's all for our community. So we just need for you to get involved. If you are a golfer, then check us out. Call Ivy Hill Golf Club or call 434-237-7809, and we will put you in touch with the right people to get in touch with being able to do a sponsorship, a whole sponsorship, or if you want to sponsor a team, we get 4 to a team and lots of great prizes. Your brother and you do a great job with spoiling these golfers every year for the best cause that I know of right now. Let's find a cure for Alzheimer's.
You got to have great prizes. You know,
That's right.
those folks that win, you got to keep them coming back. So we do. We got some great
good
prizes,
food.
good food all day long. We do Chick-fil-A's doing breakfast. We do lunch. We do dinner. It is an all-day event. There's 2 flights, morning and afternoon.
But the afternoon flight, you get to taste some of Chef Alex's food straight from Tory Blue.
Who was on last week?
And he'll be preparing, I don't know what the menu is, but I know it's going to be great, and everybody talks about the food when they leave. So
the food was generously donated by PFG this year, so we appreciate
Thank
them.
you. Yes.
But like Mom said, we got openings, and we still got room for you. And like Mom said, you can go to pearlsoflife.foundation, and you can donate digitally there. And we'd love to have you. So still time, still room. Let's support and have a great fundraising event for Alzheimer's. Just the next week after, another big event coming to Ivy Hill is the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Is coming back
fancy.
to Lynchburg, October 16th through the 19th. 16th and 17th will be at New London Tech, and the final 2 days of the championship will be on the 18th and 19th at Ivy Hill. So head to ivyhillgolf.com/discgolf for more information. It'll shoot you to the Disc Golf Pro Tour's website, and you can find out information, time, tickets, all that kind of thing. But it'll be a great time. We're expecting several thousand people, Last year we had about 15,000 on property. So I think we are going to have a big turnout again this year, and it's just a tremendous opportunity for the community to see 50 of the top players on tour right now coming right here to Lynchburg. So
Very exciting. I've been watching around our house all the different pads being built, and that's all done by our crew, and they're doing a wonderful job. We've been told that there's some of the, what are they called, where they stand and throw the fist?
tee pads.
Okay,
Yep.
the tee pads. We've been told that our group can build some of the best tee pads that disc golf has ever seen, and so I'm pretty proud of that.
Best tee pads on tour is what I've heard.
Yes.
So
And right here in Little Forest, Virginia. I'm looking ahead into the calendar. December the 7th is Evergreen Christmas. Last year, we kicked off our first ever Evergreen Christmas. And
A lot of evers.
it's not just for the golf course. We do it for the entire community, and we would love to have you come out. We light a really big Christmas tree, sing carols. There's going to be food trucks there, just campfires, hay rides, all the different things for the children. And usually start around 5 o'clock, goes to just a little after dark. So mark your calendars if you want some festive activities for Christmas. Evergreen Christmas. We have some great sweatshirts that got sold out within minutes last year. And you'll want to get there early to get your Evergreen Christmas 2025
I hear
sweatshirt.
you saying there's some good swag.
There is some good
There's going
swag.
to be hot chocolate.
Yes,
Santa
mhm.
normally swings by.
Santa does, and lots of photo ops. And we work really hard to decorate just that course there in the front, the putting course, and it's really festive. So we want to make sure you know about that because you'll need to mark your calendars, and we'll talk more about that coming up.
Mom, you're big on starting traditions, and I knew as we started that last year, I was like, this is
Gonna
on
be
the
a
way for
thing.
many more years to come. So,
Yeah.
well, Mom, let's hop into the show's discussion topic today, and I'm excited to talk about it. And that is the topic of collaboration.
Which we just talked a lot about just within those 3 items that we
did.
just introduced.
We did
Yeah.
Collaboration and partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
And how crucial and important those are for companies, for nonprofits to see growth. So I just kind of want to kick it right to you. And can you think of what if somebody is looking to grow their business or have a partnership with somebody, they're like, man, that business model kind of aligns with what I'm doing already. What's the best way to maybe reach out and see if that other company, that other not might want to sign on and see that we can have a partnership?
Yeah, so in the early days, if you'll remember, I was really against all of that because I didn't want anybody stealing my ideas or coming in and taking something that we were doing and then going across town and duplicating. Now, through 33 years of business, I have learned that the best thing you can do is to grow with people in the community. But would I have said that first 5-6 years of business? Absolutely not. I was protecting everything that we had built on all fronts. I'll tell you a funny story. Back in the early days, our competitors would call and say, hey, do you mind if we come in and do a quick tour? We just want to drop off some cookies. Hey, when they say they want to drop off cookies, they're looking for far more than dropping you off some cookies, right?
It's a ploy.
It's a ploy. And you will probably remember I had everybody in the facilities trained.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't allow competitors to come in and be in the environments in which we have our seniors, and it's just a matter of preference is what we would say.
You don't need to take a tour.
No, it's all online. Just look it
Just
up.
look at the pictures.
And so I think that I'm speaking to some young businesses today. And I don't know if maybe I got so comfortable with our brand and our product, I just felt like that it was time. But there was a moment in history, in our business history, that we just decided, let them come in. Let them come in. Let's be nice. Now, you can have some fears in that because if you're the one that's better at the business, it's going to be easier for you to invite your competitor or someone that's doing something much like you through those doors because you're going to want to show it off, right? But if you're the one that's in second place, it's going to be harder for you to want to collaborate or be somewhat on board with the one that's in first place. So you just gotta find your way through all of this. But I'm sitting here thinking about our physical therapy department from day one. They don't belong to us. It's not a company that I own, but it's something that is vitally important to our residents. I could have chosen to go the route of physical therapy, but I wanted to more or less major in what I did best, which was senior living. Let the physical therapy department do what they do best, which is physical therapy. But look at what happens when we blend the two together. Something really special happens. All of a sudden, you've got a senior living, and you can plug your business into whatever words you have there, right? You have a senior living, and you really need physical therapy so that they can stay active and stay going in your a senior living community, and it becomes a beautiful symbiotic relationship. Now, there's no monies exchanged between the two of us. They do their thing. They bill Medicare. They bill the resident. There's a little stipend that we get for them to be in our facilities, but the partnership and the relationship that builds, because they can let us know when a resident's not doing well. We can let them know when a resident's not doing well. I need 4 to 6 weeks of therapy so we can maintain her at this level. Families trust the relationship. So that was a beautiful thing. As something as simple as having a hairdresser come into the hair salons in all of our facilities. I can't do hair, don't have time to do hair. But guess what? There's a lot of women in town that would love to come in and do hair in our facilities, and we have great relationships. Some of our beauticians have been with us for years, that we give them the space, and they make our ladies look special and beautiful every day. Families are happy. Guess what? That was a great partnership. That was a great relationship. Really, no money's exchanged, very little, but yet they're helping us do what we do. And you think far beyond, the wedding industry. There are a few things that we do all in-house, but photography's not one of them.
Well,
So
before you get too far down the line there, I hear you say those, as a young entrepreneur or somebody just getting started in business. And I know I'm probably the wrong one to even be sitting here saying some of this, because I tend to try to do it all, right? And I know you probably did as well early on, because I know, you're like, well, do I really need a beautician? I could go hire that spot and they become part. But I also feel like, that's something else for you as the business owner to manage.
right,
And when it doesn't go
yeah.
wrong, when it does go wrong, that falls back on you. Where if you had a partnership, that's somebody else is whatever they're best at. You're joining the two together, and then, like
Exactly
you said,
right.
it becomes just a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
It does become a beautiful thing. And you hit the nail on the head there. But going back to the weddings, we don't do photography, but we collaborate with some of the area's best photographers. That's the other thing that I need to warn about this. Look at the people that you want to bring along the side of your business that's going to help you grow, help give you depth, which is what I kind of look, it gives us depth, right? And make sure that you read their mission statement. What is their mission statement? Make sure that everything aligns with your beliefs and your views, so that if you do connect the two together in some way, and it doesn't have to be monetarily ever, it can just be collaborative, to where you're on their social media, they're on your social media, they're helping you do something that you do best while they do what they do best. You said it very well there. But make sure that whoever you choose to ride that roller coaster with you in the business world, you read their mission statement explicitly. So there's nothing in there that's going to make make somebody think, well, they've changed their beliefs, or they've changed their stance, and they weren't who I think they are. I mean, it's kind of like the Cracker Barrel dilemma we just went through. Have they changed? They don't like old people sitting on the porch anymore? No, they do. They just wanted to get rid of the symbol, right? Did you really want to be collaborating with Cracker Barrel during that time? No, probably not. That's just a general idea of, you want to make sure. And during the time that you stay in that relationship through the years, make sure that if the business is sold, that mission statement doesn't change, because you don't want to find out that some of the money is going to fund something that you don't believe in, right? So it's really important that you stay up on that upper track of legal work too, whenever you're doing any of it.
When partnerships, obviously that's all really largely relationship based. And there's when you get into dealing with that, there's a lot of moving pieces, right? So, I mean, what could be your recommendation on how to start bridging some of the gaps with some of those folks that you want to bring in, and then try to navigate the relationship of, well, maybe you're not living up to the standards that I want to set forth, and how to, just keep a good relationship with that partner.
Yeah, I think that we always bring the potential people that we're going to be, doing work with. We're going to be doing life with, business life, into the office. And we have a nice little chat. Make sure that, number one, that we can get along with one another, that we see each other's visions and goals, and that we completely blend together so that there's no issues. And if there is, well, there's always a time that we bring them in and say, hey, can we realign this? Or we let the expectations be known up front. And you should have such a great business that the business speaks for itself. And when those people come in that want to tag on to what you're doing, they already know who you are, what you're standing for, and where your vision is going, and they want to be a part of all of it, not just some of it. If somebody's coming into your business world and they only want a little bit of what you got and what you're doing, and they can't absorb the whole thing, they're not the right ones to be sitting at the table. So I think everybody that we do business with, we know them personally. We've been with them there's a longevity part of here. And there becomes this sense of loyalty to one another that's very just naturally and organically formed through just respect.
Sure. And I think that's a big part of it too. I mean, you mentioned that we have a relationship. We know them on a deeper level. I mean, we get all kinds of emails, cold emails or cold calls, and they're like, like you said, they just want to hop on to what you're already doing. We think it may fit. And those are the ones where you got to be a little leery.
That's right.
Right? Instead
Do
of
your homework.
the folks that you know exactly what they stand for. And it seems like the partnership just kind of happens without any trials. Like the door just swings open. You're like, this is meant to be.
It needs to be something that you believe in very strongly and passionately. Something that, just like if you threw all of our partnerships at me right now, which we can't do, there's too many of, I would be passionate about the ones that we're talking about. Because they've been hand-chosen, they've been brought on purpose to the table, and we have a great relationship of loyalty and caring about each other's brand. And I think whenever you lose the fear that someone could upstage you, is when you can do your best work. It really is, because if it's meant to be, it will come along so organically and God-led that you won't doubt that.
I do. You mentioned the partnerships, and we've got a partnership with the Alzheimer's Association. We have for 33 years almost. Opening Minds Through Art program with the Academy Center of the Arts has been a great partnership for us. Miss Virginia Volunteer has so many partnerships all across the state.
That's right.
That's probably the system you could probably talk the most about how partnerships just help everybody. And then you talk about the hospitality integration between the hotel and there's so many partnerships between the city of Lynchburg,
Liberty University, Thomas Road Baptist Church. I mean, I could go on and on. It's a lot. Yeah. Centra Health, I never say this right. What is it? BWXT. Did I get that right? Got it right. I always get the letters messed up. Framatone. I mean, so many wonderful businesses entrust us to hold an event for them. And we're so proud whenever we're able to say that they've been in the house that day.
Well, it's also fun too, because then you allow those other companies begin thinking outside the box, and we call it trading. I'll give you a little bit of this service if you give me a little bit of service on this end, and it always works out so great when those companies see what you're doing, they want to be a part of it, or you see what somebody else is doing. Well, I can add value.
Right.
The added value to whatever you may be providing.
And no matter what kind of business you have, whether you're young in business or whether you've been around for a while, if you've been around for a while and you haven't tried something like this, I bet you if you tried it, you would see your business grow so far ahead than what you've even thought. Maybe you're stagnant right now and you're thinking, what can I do to get some things off the ground? Reach out to something similar or something that will bring business to you and create a partnership. And again, it does not have to be financial. It's more of a collaboration of where you have respect for one business, they have respect for you, and you can send each other customers. And if you're young, just don't be afraid to try it, because it could be the best thing you ever did. I look back and wish I had been a little bit more open-minded in those early days about letting some folks in.
Is there a partnership that maybe that didn't happen, that you look back and like, maybe I wish I had hopped on?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
can think of a few.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. But, also you have to believe that all things work together for God, for good, for those that love the Lord. And so knowing that we are of faith, I know that God guided each and every step. But being so protective over your business can be a bad thing. You're not open minded enough to see what God might be bringing you. And so I encourage you, don't do what I did in the early days. Be a little bit more open to collaborations.
And I'll verify that is definitely the case now. I take a lot of my vibes off of you as well, and you're a lot more open
Yes.
than maybe you even were 10 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. And that's just part of learning and
Things that
growing.
used
You
to be
don't
just a
ever know it
no.
all.
I'm not even going to
Yeah.
look at. I'm not even going to take that phone call. I'm not
Yeah.
going to look at that email. It's like, well, maybe I'll read it. Let's sit down. Let's print it out. Let's talk about it. Can something happen here?
Yeah.
So, but you talked about not having to exchange money, and I think about the pageant system,
Hmm.
Miss Virginia Volunteer. It's a nonprofit, and how much, especially a lot of young female entrepreneurs have hopped on the pageant train, and we're able to add value, especially in today's time with marketing. You can just do something simple where, hey, I'll give you a free service. It costs me nothing. There's still the overhead cost of the business. I'll allow somebody to come in, but in exchange, will you make a post on my behalf? Will you tell other people to come visit me?
Absolutely.
And that, I mean, we've had some businesses that
Yeah.
said, after that post, I had 10 new clients.
Right. Yes, absolutely. I'm thinking about we have a collaboration with Jordan Ayers Photography, and I don't think she would mind me saying this. Shout out to Jordan.
She's been on the show before.
She's been on the show before, but I remember initially after she did a big photo spread for the girls, I mean, she talked about her social media going up, skyrocketing, like 60 some girls hopping on, and she got a ton of business off of that. And I was so excited for her. That's part of it too, is getting excited to see that other smaller business that is not as big as what you are,
Sure.
get the opportunity. Because I can tell you right now, had I not been given some opportunity in the field in which we're in, or some collaboration or some mentorship, it would have been a lot harder for me. So now that I'm older and I'm wiser, I can look at some of these younger girls and say, hey, let me help you. What's so great about the pageant system too, and I think we just witnessed that all over the world over the last couple of days with the Charlie Kirk situation. His wife Erica was Miss Arizona USA, and the leadership that these pageant girls have, and because you've been with them now for
Oh, yeah.
5 years,
They're
and
special.
you grew up with one,
I did.
me, and so you know that they are special. They've got leadership skills, and so these other businesses see that. And they want to have them hop on and help promote them and collaborate with them during the year of their service. Speaking of which, we've had several give back nights for Miss Virginia Volunteer, going straight to St. Jude's, and that's Blaze Pizza, Nautica Bowls, Corner Burgers done one. Those are all collaborations, and they write a small 10% back, and it goes straight to St. Jude's. She's got a QR code they scan, and they get all the publicity from the night. They had all the money that they've set aside go straight to St. Jude's, which we all know is fighting childhood cancer for families that can't. And they don't have to worry about a dime. They never get a bill. And so these are all collaborations that we've kind of dumped our time into over the last 5 years, helping our title holders get to the next step. And it's been fun to sit and watch these young ladies who are so high-spirited, determined and just goal-oriented reach the goals of whether it's fundraising or the amount of volunteer hours that they put into that. But those are all collaborations.
Whenever somebody comes to the table and they sit down and want to present a collaboration or an idea, I've been in the room. I know a lot of times, you get really excited. Why? Why do you get so excited about the ability to grow not only what you're doing, but also who that partner may be?
I can say that in one word. It's opportunity.
Yeah.
The opportunity to do something so much bigger and better and stretch yourself as a business. Maybe go in an area that you've never even been before. I really didn't see myself doing this pageant 5 years ago, but it came across my way, and goodness knows I don't have the time, but I make time, and I'm so fulfilled for it, for just the simple opportunity mentor these girls. Some of them, we bring them into our family, and it becomes more of a family endeavor, and they have needs or wants or aspirations, and we help them reach their goals. And it's just been, that opportunity would have never come my way if I wasn't open enough to hear it when it was presented to me. I could have automatically said, "No, I don't have time for that," and I have done that before, but I'm glad I took the time to listen.
What would you say about the concept of the joy that it may bring you? Because I know that there's plenty of times that you're partnering with non-profits, right?
Mhm.
And I know there's so many great companies in Lynchburg that do phenomenal things. Um, when you're able to, and I know I'm thinking of one business owner that told you that maybe a year ago they weren't able to give back or to
Yes.
lend a helping hand, but now they're in a much better situation, and they've started. We're able to do stuff for other folks. We're able
Mhm.
to partner and give back, and the joy that it brought
Oh,
them.
absolutely. Yes, because they've worked. I mean, a lot of them will look at how much we've given back to the community, and they'll say, "I sure wish I could do that." And I always take the time to encourage them and say, "I was once where you were. I always wanted to be a big giver. I remember I prayed a prayer, and you got to watch what you pray because God listens. And I remember I prayed a prayer a few years, goodness, before 2015, and I said, God, if you give me more, I will give you most. And when that happens, to whom much is given, much is required. And I tell that to young entrepreneurs, you better be ready to give back. You can't keep it. It's not yours. God gave it to you to give back. And giving part of your time is it means just as much as money, because some of these nonprofits need help serving food. I'm thinking about, the Salvation Army and the food line all the time, that they need somebody helping them serve the people that's at the Salvation Army. Miss Virginia Volunteer does that almost 2 to 3 times a week. I'm thinking about the food bank. They need help stocking the shelves, getting the food. Sometimes it's not all about writing a check. It's being there for people in the community.
Well, I have a feeling what you just said. I know your answer, but I had one question, and that was if a small business wants to start, they want to do a partnership, they want to give back, they want to get involved. What's the easiest first ask that they can make of a nonprofit?
I think you just ask, can I be there? Can I make the post as I come, and you show your journey? Do a 90-day plan. Sit down and write down a 90-day plan. This is where I want to start. Here's where I want to finish. And then as you can do more, just keep adding and adding and adding. The Bible says, do unto the least of these. That's not just about children. It's geriatrics too. But it also talks about people in the community that have lesser than. I promise you that if you get up off the couch and do something significant with your life, it will make all the difference in you.
Can you think of maybe a partnership that has meant the most to you throughout the years?
Yeah, I think the Alzheimer's Association is always going to be top on my list because I see the intention of what they're trying to do, and collaborating with them, and what little bit of money we give, which is a little to us through the years. You mentioned the other day it's been
Over
over
$1
$1
million.
million. That's why we have to keep at it. Every year matters. You can't give up. And I hope I get to live to see a cure for Alzheimer's. I want to see the first flag, the white flag,
White
to where
flower.
we talk about, that there's been a cure, and I want to see healing done in families. To me, that's the most important one we have.
And on that note, the Alzheimer's Walk will be happening in Windhurst,
Yep.
End of October, and
Walk with us.
we hope to have you there. Please walk with us. And as Mom said, there's plenty of funds to still be raised. We would love to have you a part of our golf tournament at Ivy Hill on October 10th. But Mom, without further ado, thank you for this talk. For one, I thought that
Yeah,
was
it was fun.
great, and got to hear your heart, and hopefully that encourages a lot of other folks that listening, that if there's just one small step they can take, I think it starts with your time.
Right.
And
100%.
and from there you can grow, and it's fun to watch God use you. But thank you all for listening. Without further ado, Mom, I know you like to end each show with a quote, so take it away.
Quote today comes from John F. Kennedy. Partnerships is not a posture. It's a process, a continual process that grows stronger each year. Oh, goodness, that's what we just talked about. I love to talk about the opportunity of coming together, community helping community. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. And until next time, I'm Vickie, and we're both right here around the table.